The very first keyword that we're going to work with is breath. And in a way, it is kind of strange that we are beginning with the most difficult thing on the very first day, because there's nothing more difficult to grasp at the various dimensions of it than breath, because breath is A, too subtle, and two, too continuous. When something is too continuous, we begin to take it for granted, and we take the breath for granted. And because we take it for granted, we do not know how to look at it, and we definitely do not know how to appreciate it, because it is hai na. ये तो लगातार चीज चल रही है, ब्रेथ है, धरती है, ये तो है ही. इनको इनको इनकी तरह मतलब क्या ध्यान देना. When we are talking of breath, we are not only talking at a skill of looking at the breath, we are more than that, dismantling the attitude that we have towards something that is so constant and so continuous and so unconditional. So it is really the attitude. I'm telling you again with a capital A, it is your attitude that we have to eventually look at. That what all, and that of course, it'll require looking at all the things we take for granted. Because when we take things for granted, we stop seeing them. We stop acknowledging them. We stop recognizing them. We stop appreciating them. So, most like according to Krishnamacharya, till such time that the body, breath, and mind are not working in tandem, it is not yoga. Till such time that the body, mind, and breath are not working in tandem, it is not yoga. So it is really the bridging of the body and the mind through the breath. So the breath becomes a bridge. The underlying nature of breath is movement. And it's to tell you the truth, it's only movement that we're looking at. Our aim, our focus in this entire thing is the treatment of movement. Because eventually it's this movement that we want to still, but we can't still the movement by just kind of holding it. We have to do something to the movement कि movement अपने आप रुक जाए. So it is, again, this is underlined, it is movement that we're looking at. And so as we know that within Sankhya and the yoga systems, we deal with the 5 sheaths, the Panchakosha, Annamayam, Pranamayam, Manomayam. And in every of these 5 dimensions, the first dimension is that of Annam, or the body. The second is that of Pranam. The third is that of the Manam. And then Vijnanam, and then Anandam. So within the first 3, within the body, it is the movement of the spine that we're looking at. That how is the spine moving? Because that spine is the main integral part. According to Desikachar, asana is nothing else but movement of the spine. Within the dimension of prana, it is breath. And within the dimension of mana, it is attention. So that means so these are the 3 central threads, so to speak: the spine, the breath, and attention. And they're the same thing. All 3 of them are exactly the same thing in different dimensions. That means spine equal breath equal attention. If any of them shifts, the other 2 have to shift. So if my breath changes, it will affect my spine and my attention. If my attention shifts, it's going to affect my spine and my breath. So they kind of intercolor each other, so to speak. And we are choosing to work on breath more than anything else, because out of the 3, the mind, the body, and breath is the only one that doesn't fall into a habit. The mind and the body both have a pattern, and that pattern takes over. So if I sit down to meditate, very soon I'll be thinking in a loop. If I sit down to meditate or sit down to still myself, very soon I'll begin to twitch. My body will begin to twitch, literally twitch in a pattern, because these are embedded patterns, and the pattern takes me away. It's like a, it just sends me into an orbit, so to speak. But the breath doesn't have a pattern. It doesn't have a habit. So मुझे फुसला के ले नहीं जाता. So that is why breath is like the most delicate bridge, and it's like an agent of freedom, so to speak, more than the body and the mind, and it affects both of them.